feels peaceful. It feels, it's simple, but it's fulfilling life, though, still.
This is a place time forgot, rugged and isolated. Wilderness Island is also a place where Jim Alston dared to dream. His story is as remarkable as the landscape he now lives in.
I was told I may not walk again. I was told I definitely wouldn't work again. I was made an invalid pensioner, and I was only 27 years old, and I thought 27's a bit young to be invalid.
The boat trip to Wilderness Island takes a bit over an hour across the Exmouth Gulf. As the boat approaches the island, it turns into a mangrove creek. It glides through the small opening between the trees, and the rest of civilisation slips away. This is the welcome to WA's private island hideaway.
I had this dream when I was a kid. I've always wanted to live on an island like Robinson Crusoe. Like that, Robinson Crusoe and Swiss Family Robinson, my favourite books as a kid. I used to read them over and over again.
Like his boyhood hero, Jim Alston has carved his home from a desert island. It wasn't a shipwreck that landed Jim here, but it was a crash, a paragliding accident that nearly claimed his life 13 years ago. His chute became tangled and he plummeted to earth.
Sort of looked down and I could wiggle my toes, but I could only see one foot there, and the other one was sort of lying on the ground next to me, pointing away from me, and that's when I knew it was pretty bad. So I got on the radio and called the instructor. He saw the whole thing anyway, so he's asking if I was all right. But yeah, then when I saw my foot next to me, I said, "Oh no, I'm not all right. You better hurry."
Jim had broken nearly every bone in his body and had multiple internal injuries.
The doctor said, "Oh, you know, when we've got to take you into surgery," he said, "You better say goodbye. We've got to go now." And I said, "Oh well, see you guys later." And he sort of said very quietly to me, he said, "You might want to say a bit of goodbye than that. You know, you're having life-threatening surgery here. There's a chance you may not come out of it." So yeah, that made me. Yeah, I felt really pretty sad. You know, I thought, nah, this can't, not sort of ending like this.
The accident left Jim fighting for his life. His recovery saw him searching for a new one.
Thought, well, you know, life can be over like that, and if I get another chance, just go ahead and follow your dream.
Jim found that dream on an isolated island off the coast of Exmouth. After years of negotiation with the government and traditional owners, a long-term lease was secured and Wilderness Island was born.
It's a pretty wild sort of place. You know, you see some really pretty spectacular natural events.
From the rugged landscape of the red dirt and spinifex, Jim set about building an eco-resort where visitors can share the experience. It was hard work, back-breaking work, but it also led to Jim discovering the other great love of his life.
Definitely a big twist in my life. I never ever thought I would be doing this. Not in my dream that I would be ended up living on an island.
Kim's story is almost as remarkable as Jim's. She was born in Denmark, Europe, the daughter of Vietnamese refugees. Kim was backpacking around Australia when she landed in Exmouth.
One day in a pub, somebody asked us if you wanted to come over and help a guy on an island. And we thought, an island around here? Yes, of course, we do that. So we did, and we met Jim, and we stayed with him ever since. Yeah, and I stayed with him ever since.
Together, the couple has built accommodation and facilities on the island. Everything shipped over and built on site.
Everything was hard in the beginning, but looking back, it was hard but fun. A lot of tears and blood, but I think looking back, it's one of the most memorable memories I have, and I will never forget it.
The island is home to a mob of kangaroos and a host of small lizards and birds. It's also a fishing paradise. But sometimes there's trouble in paradise.
I successfully cast my line so it landed on the rocker there. You can still see the bait there. We were unable to salvage the rig.
Oh yeah, that's dinner.
Catching your dinner can be as much fun as eating it, and it's not just fish. How about fresh mud crabs? Jim's catching technique has to be seen to be believed. Remember, one false move and you can lose a finger or toe to those giant claws.
So you can hold him by the back flippers here.
Oh, yeah.
That's about the only safe spot. If you hold him like that, he'll reach under. See? If you hold him like that, they can't get you. Yeah, it's a bit of a slack technique, really. I don't like getting too much mud on me, and generally if you do it the normal method of hooking him out of the holes, you tend to get a bit muddy and a bit dirty, and it takes a while.
Not bad.
Boy? Yep. He's on the small size, but he is size.
Yeah. Well done.
The crabs make a sensational dinner cooked over a hot wok. This is Wilderness Island chili crab.
So do we guests get a treat like this? Is this,
No, we usually do it
standard fare?
every trip. We try and get a feed, because most people are like, get mud crabs here.
While on the surface, the landscape of Wilderness Island looks barren and harsh. Below the waves, life flourishes in abundance. Silver batfish school in their hundreds. Baitfish dart on the rising swell, and a rocky ledge provides a perfect hiding place. A couple of scorpion fish try to hide from the camera. This pair is best left well alone. You don't have to snorkel to get a close-up look at the incredible sea life. Low tide turns the beach and reef into a giant rock pool. Fish, rays, even sharks become trapped in nature's aquarium until the rising waters set them free again.
We're one of the highest concentrations of humpback whales on the planet when they're doing their migration. You look out here, any time from sort of August through to October, November, and you count 50 whales in 5 minutes, just jumping all over the horizon. You see them.
Wilderness Island isn't exactly in the middle of nowhere, but you'd have to say it's pretty close. Perth is about 1,200 kilometres behind me, and the nearest town is Exmouth, and that's about 20 nautical miles straight across the Gulf. It's the sort of place you'd describe as splendid isolation. You won't find any tourists here. In fact, you won't bump into anyone at all. For visitors to the island, the facilities are basic. No flushing toilets and a bathroom on the beach, though there's no way you could call this roughing it. The accommodation is comfortable and relaxing. And then there's the main living area and a bar like no other you'll have ever seen.
After all the hard work you've put in, it must be so nice to sit back here and enjoy a beer and have something to eat, is it?
It is. It hasn't always been like this. Like in the early days, we lived under a tarpaulin down on the beach, and the end of our day was sitting under the tarpaulin on the beach, and that's where we'd have a beer. It wasn't quite the same, so it's nice now, yeah.
Wilderness Island has been a remarkable journey from near death to realising a dream. And now Jim Alston is living his.
It is kind of a blessing in disguise. It was a bloody hard lesson, but I think this is the silver lining.
Have you finished?
No, I don't think it'll ever be finished.
Graham Butler there on Wilderness Island, and you can find out more on our website. Now, the best home cooks in the country. More than 4 million viewers tuned in to see